Today we are talking about the money. Show me the money.
Show me the money.
Make it rain.
Let me tell you about him.
Hello!
Welcome back,
Aggie Youth. Lovely to speak to you.
Speak to
Speak to
you.
you.
Hope you guys are well. Hope
Yes.
you're doing good. Hope
Yes.
you had a good weekend.
Yes.
Or wherever we are. Good bank holiday.
Good bank holiday
last
Monday.
week. How were you? How
How are you?
How are you, John?
I'm very well. How are you, Luke?
How was your weekend? How was your bank? Well, we're not done the bank holiday yet.
How was the bank?
How was the future bank holiday? No, what did you do last weekend?
I can't remember. I think I just I was working
Oh.
at the chicken shop, chicken, and then
Chicken.
also I don't know. I think I just hung out. I think with some friends. I don't think it was anything that exciting. What about you?
Ooh, you know what? Whilst you were speaking, I was trying to listen, but also trying to remember what I did over the weekend. I think we just had a chilled weekend. It was Laura's dad's birthday on Sunday, so we spent some time with him. Watched City Cup final in my garden with my dad and brother, which was,
You won.
another trophy for City. Come on.
Yeah.
Anyway, today, as the intro suggested, we're talking about money.
But Jessie J says it's not about the money.
It's not about the money. It isn't.
She's pathetic.
But first things first, icebreaker question. I really want like an intro there for icebreaker question, but I can never find one. If you had unlimited money, unlimited resources, what would you do? Where would you go? What would you see? What are the activities you would do? Discuss. Back from dreaming about spending loads of money on things that we'd love to do and things we'd love to see. JM, what would you do?
I would buy Manchester United football team.
Alright.
Oh, I'd buy like a football team because that'd be so cool.
Yeah,
wouldn't
and
it?
play himself.
Yeah, and play me up front. And then, what was it? I'd love to go to like, where's the really fancy place the F1 go to? Monaco. Is it
Yeah,
Monaco?
Monaco.
I'd love to go to Monaco. That'd be unbelievable.
I can see you in Monaco with your boat shoes
With
on.
my boat shoes on, my sunglasses,
And your
my
Ray-Bans.
shirt out to here, just Simon Cowell. What would you do?
For me, like it's also on my bucket list. We're going to speak about bucket lists on Sunday. Well, the Sunday just gone, but for me, I would love to go to Augusta, to the Masters, watch the golf.
Yes.
I'd love to just travel around the world. I'd love to be like generous and just like give out money as well. I think that'd be pretty cool. Just be like, you have £50 and you have £50 and just like try
get loads of money away.
Try and bless people. But like, I think first things first, I'd love to go around the world, see some amazing places, especially after lockdown.
Oh yeah.
I want to get out there and see.
Sick of seeing Manchester.
I want to see the sun.
Want to see
Show
the
me the sun.
Show me the sun. So today we are talking about money and the significance and importance of it, and like where does God sort of see the importance of money? God talks about money a lot. Jesus, one of the main things he talks about when he comes to earth is money and the way that we manage money. And just for a stat, is that did you know that if you had an iPhone, you're in the top 10% in the world's most richest people? Which I imagine is most of you, and me and Luke both have iPhones as well.
Yeah.
So we're in the most richest 10% in the entire world. And just saying that makes us remember that actually, yes, we might want all these things, but compared to other people, we have so much more.
Yeah, that's so true, John Mark. And I was doing some research for this topic, and I found out that nearly 700 million people live on less than $1.90 every single day, which is £1.37 in English money. And can you imagine like trying to, if you had a family say you've got a family of 4 and you've got bills to pay, you've got people to feed. Can you imagine living off £1.37?
A Greg's costs £1 sausage roll. A Greg costs £1. So they have like 37p left.
Well, you have to have a bite each.
That's it. And peri peri chips at Nando's, they're £2.50. So you couldn't even afford a peri peri chips at Nando's with that. And you're supposed to like feed everyone. So, but that goes on to the Bible.
Yeah, because these
passage, doesn't it look?
Well, there's 700 million people living in extreme poverty today. And today, our Bible passage comes from Mark chapter 12, and it's verses 40. It starts off at verse 41. And here we're given an insight to what it really means to be devoted to God, not just with our lives, but being devoted to God also means being devoted to Him with our wallets, with our purses, that we are devoted to Him, and we therefore give to church, we give to charity. So here we go. As Jesus sat near the temple treasury, He watched the people as they dropped in their money. Many rich men dropped in a lot of money. Then a poor widow came and dropped in 2 little copper coins worth about a penny. He called His disciples together and said to them, I tell you that this poor widow has put in more in the offering than all the others. For the others put in what they had to spare of their riches, but she, poor as she is, put in all that she had.
And I think that just shows Jesus isn't, because in that passage as well, before that, there's a rich man who gives 2 huge bags of money, which actually was only a really small part of what he had.
Yeah.
And it just shows that Jesus cares more about the heart than how much numerically we give. Like, because obviously this woman, she gave all she had, and even though it's smaller than the big amount the rich man did before, it's far more precious to Jesus because she gave all she had, rather than this guy who was rich and it wasn't really that big a deal to him.
And when I think about that, I think about the 700 million people living in extreme poverty, and imagine them putting in the £1.37 that they have to live on that day. But it says that this lady put in the last 2 coppers she had. She gave everything to God. That's just, for me, shows how dedicated she was, how devoted she was to God, because she gave everything she had to God, not just her whole life, but her finances too.
Exactly. So, all that being said, why don't you think about maybe one thing that you are grateful for that you have, and talk about that in your groups.
Ooh. Maybe you get pocket money, maybe you don't, but maybe you can have a conversation with your parents or your guardians and discuss, how can you be generous, like we see the widow was in this story? How can you live a life more generously and therefore more devoted to God?
Awesome, guys. Well, hope you have a great session and hope you enjoy both our gorgeous haircuts we do. Fan Dabby Dozy. We're back on it.
And we're going to spend all this money.
We're going to spend all the money. All the money.
£50.
£50.
£50 to you.
£50 to you. And ciao. We have the money.
Let me tell you about 'em.